If you like listening to cannabis podcasts, you want to make sure to check out our weekly show, Marijuana Today, and the Green Rush podcast, which we produce in partnership with the good folks over at KCSA Communications. You can find those shows over at mjtodaypodcast.com and greenrushpodcast.net. This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, and now a national provider of hemp-derived CBD products via the mail over at their new website, easewellness.com, with ease spelled E-A-Z-E. Ease Wellness is now available in 41 U.S. states, and you can check for yourself if you live in one of those lucky places over at easewellness.com. And don't forget, if you live in California, you just need to open up ease.com to see all the legal adult use marijuana products up for offer there. With Ease orders being delivered in less than an hour and Ease Wellness products getting to your door 4 to 6 business days after you hit submit, it's getting easier and easier by the day to take delivery of legal marijuana products with ease. Find out just how easy it can be by swinging over to ease.com and easewellness.com. Big thanks to everyone at Ease for supporting today's news. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Tuesday, January 15th, 2019, and you're tuned in to episode 644 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Another day, another state governor pledging to legalize adult use marijuana. Today, that state is Illinois, and that governor is newly elected J.B. Pritzker, who gave his inaugural address yesterday and pledged that he would work to legalize the adult use of marijuana. Governor Pritzker talked about setting up a taxed and regulated legal marijuana system and cited public safety interests, social justice concerns, and economic considerations for his support of legalization. You can swing over to Marijuana Moment to see a video of Pritzker's actual speech and to catch a little bit of background context. Illinois would obviously be a great feather to get into the cap of legal states, so 2019 should be an interesting year for that storyline. Jumping over to another state in the throes of throwing off the shackles of adult use prohibition, we have a big headline out of New York State, where yesterday U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer, who represents the Empire State, announced the news that Canadian marijuana giant Canopy Growth will invest $100 to $150 million in a new hemp processing facility to be operated within New York State. The company hasn't settled yet on which New York city or town it will locate its new facility in and says it hopes to make that call within the next few months. Canopy Growth officials said their company will source the hemp to be processed in their new plant from American farmers who are now able to, for the first time in contemporary history, grow and sell industrial hemp across state lines. Our final top story today keeps us in New York State, where yesterday Governor Andrew Cuomo gave an interview to WAMC in which he talks about his support for legalizing adult use marijuana, going as far as to say that it is now an eventuality that the state's laws would be changed. Governor Cuomo also said that New York State could expect to bring in $300 million every year in legal marijuana taxes and fees. His proposed annual budget will be made public today, so I'm sure we'll have more follow-up on this ongoing storyline. New York going legal would be huge. Huge, huge. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out in headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, and now a national provider of hemp-derived CBD products via the mail over at their new website, easewellness.com. If you've been looking for a trusted and reputable source of hemp-derived CBD medicine, then look no further than easewellness.com. Swing over that way to see if you live in one of the 41 U.S. states where Ease Wellness is active. And if you do, then get your order in and receive your product in just 4 to 6 business days. Californians just need to open up ease.com, and if it's during legal delivery hours, then orders will show up in less than 60 minutes. Big thanks to all the good folks over at Ease for helping make today's news possible. All right, time for the blitz. Ohio will see its first medical marijuana dispensary open up tomorrow in the town of Wintersville, which sits near Ohio's eastern border with Pennsylvania. The CY Plus dispensary is owned by multi-state operator Cresco Labs and will initially only have medical marijuana flower for sale, as the state's marijuana processors are still a few steps away from being able to supply their products. The Canadian press is reporting that the winners of the first 25 marijuana dispensary licenses awarded by the province of Ontario are being bombarded with multi-million-dollar partnership deals from outside companies and investors, with one license holder saying they received 3 large offers yesterday alone. Most of the 25 licenses given out during last Friday's lottery went to sole proprietorships, whose owners are limited in how they can structure possible deals with partners and investors. Super interesting story worthy of a click over. A new report just issued by Toronto investment bank AltaCorp Capital estimates that international booze and tobacco companies could see their sales gutted by as much as $55 billion a year in a world where adult-use cannabis was legal across North America. Given that alcohol and tobacco companies most likely have better numbers on this phenomenon than even public reports like AltaCorp's, combined with the billions of dollars that have begun to flow into legal cannabis from more traditional vice-focused companies, this is not a hard hypothesis to buy. Another good one to add to your list of stories to read today. The Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court issued a ruling yesterday involving marijuana and driving. In a fairly sensible finding, the state's highest court ruled that police are within their rights to arrest drivers if they observe signs that the driver had just consumed cannabis. In a case involving yesterday's ruling, a Massachusetts state cop pulled over a driver and his friends and reported the smell of both fresh and freshly burned marijuana. The driver was said to have red, glassy eyes and trouble following directions. A subsequent search of the car turned up more drugs and a gun. After being acquitted by a jury of the gun and drugged driving charge, the defendant appealed the sole possession charge he was found guilty of, and yesterday he lost. Mass Live has more details there. Deb Borchart's Green Market Report has a helpful green market report that you can click over to download. Their new 2018 Cannabis Company Index Q4 Summary Report can be downloaded for free over at their website, which I would definitely do if I were you. Never pass up good information and data. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com and on our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily. West Virginia's Attorney General Patrick Morrisey just released a new opinion on how the state's banks can engage with the new medical marijuana program the state is working to roll out. In short, AG Morrisey said that West Virginia banks face the same risks that other banks encounter when dealing with legal marijuana operators, namely the lack of protections against federal persecution, but that by adopting so-called safe harbor practices, banks could minimize their exposure. Wrapping up our news today is a funny social piece over at Mary Jane, which noticed a lot of commentary coming out of this past weekend's NFL playoff game between the Dallas Cowboys and the hometown Los Angeles Rams, whose stadium is naturally located in now cannabis legal California. By all reports, the game was a smoky affair, with media folks and regular fans alike noticing the distinct smell and smoky presence of cannabis in the stands. I suspect this is something that's only going to become more noticeable as the marijuana stigma fades away. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in, starting your day with marijuana today. Today.
One take, Shay. One take.